What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Onyx Coin today. XCN breaking out, moving higher, man. Yesterday, 6% up to the upside. It's not the craziest move, but it's nice to see back-to-back days, 6% to the upside. The day before that, 4%. The day before that, 7%. These little sneaky, creeping, crawling moves. It's a week. They get away from you, and then you're up overall like 40%, 50%. And in a week, that's good, man. From a low here to a high, we've moved up 32% in the course of 1, 2, 3, 4 days. We had a 32% move, and it is moving rather tame, but that's good, man. It's slowly getting away from this range. We're breaking out of this consolidation phase here, this flag, and I do think that we're going to go higher. If we're looking at it here, nice kind of bowl-shaped accumulation area where we're coming out of this. You could call it a cup and handle, maybe. I'm not going to call it a cup and handle, but I see it, maybe it is. I don't, just because I'm not going to call it that doesn't mean it isn't. It could be interpreted that way, and if it's interpreted that way, it probably is a cup and handle pattern, though. I can see it. I see where people would get it from. 786 down to the 382, pretty common maneuver there. Getting back above the 618 would suggest continuation up to the extended zone. The minimum target is 0.65 cents, so $0.0065 right there. Maximum target would be about $1 there. I like that, or sorry, not $1. I'm sorry, 1 cent, not $1. $1 in like 2 months. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe by, let's see, who knows? Let's see. By the end of the cycle, maybe, it's possible, and beyond that, definitely possible as well. But we'll get to that, maybe in another video, or maybe in a different part of this video even. But 0.00657 is the minimum target. 1 cent being a good maximum kind of area. It comes in at this previous area of support right there. You could find resistance right there. I like that. So let's settle on that as a range. Looking at the weekly RSI here, very bullish kind of trajectory, getting in the overbought zone. Love seeing that. Closing right here looks good. Yes, there's some bearish divergence right now, but I don't think it means that you're going to reject right here. I think that you are going to go higher. You look at your weekly 123 moving average, that's all the way up around 1 cent too. Watch you go just above it, just above 1 cent. This thing keeps moving down. Then you pull back to find support on the 123 moving average. It scoops up, and then you guys both rip, man. This thing's going to do I'm sorry, that was bad. This thing's going to do well, I think, in the second half of the year. It's going to do well now too. I think it really is going to move up. But let's look at the monthly as well. No, maybe the daily. Back to the daily. Getting overbought, looking fresh, 3-day time frame also looking really good as well on the RSI. I like the overall structure of this. Higher low, just beautiful. You're probably going to see a move just as strong as this, if not stronger, would be my expectations, right? Coming out of this, obviously I think you're going to go all the way up to 1 cent by the end of February, but just in the relative short term, maybe by the end of this month you're at about half a cent, something like that, if not higher. That's the expectation. At least half a cent, if not higher, by the end of this month. Okay, and you're at 2.8 or 0.0028 cents right now. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I do this every time. I don't mean to, but we're going to talk about the all-time high expectations potentially. If we go to the overall high here, the all-time high to the all-time low, and we assume that we could see new all-time highs. Okay, if it's possible, if we were to see new all-time highs, the minimum target would be 83 cents. Maximum target would be $5.67. You might hear that and be like, that's crazy. That's never happening. And maybe it isn't. Let's just see. I don't know. That's the given fibs. It doesn't mean it has to happen. That's not, just because those are targets identified by the fibs doesn't mean that they're targets that we accept, right? But it is on the charts. It is there. You can't deny that, right? 87 million. Let's just call it 90 million. We'll round up. So 90 million times 10 is 900 million, right? Times 100 is 9 billion. Times 1,000 is $90 billion, 1,000. And 100x would be this, right? That's 100x right there. So 1,000x would be all the way up here. So no, a 1618 is probably not likely for this, no. And we could probably already assume that, because that is pretty, that's crazy from the current prices, but no, that's not possible. A 1414, I suppose it is possible, and that is crazy, right? 630, that's a 600 and 40x essentially. That is possible, and that is crazy. I don't expect that to happen at all. I would definitely not bet anybody that would they'd be like, I bet that doesn't happen. I wouldn't take that bet because I don't bet it happens. I do not bet it happens. I would even bet that it doesn't happen, but it is possible. I suppose that is possible. This not possible. This is possible. And then the 1272 being the true minimum target is still a multi-100x, being at about 300x almost, right? Or 293x, almost 294x, 83 cents. You could exceed that a little bit more and go up to $1. I suppose $1 is possible, but time will tell. That would require a lot of movement from XCN. It would have to capture a lot of attention. And I don't know, man, there's the potential, the real potential for DeFi tokens to take over or to gain some hype. I think it's there. Like, I really do think it's there, because crypto, when it comes to crypto, there's a handful of things. There's an abundance of things that crypto is going to be useful for. I'm going to put my big face up on the screen real quick. Okay. There's an abundance of things that crypto will be useful for, but the most obvious things and probably the most immediate things that it's going to be useful for is gaming, video gaming, right? Finance, okay, peer-to-peer cash is obviously a first kind of use case as well, right? But finance, stuff like that. Smart contracts have a very applicable use as well. But I'm just saying, if finance is going to be in that kind of first immediate sensible use case of crypto, it's just a matter of time before DeFi is recognized as that, right? DeFi coins like Onyx coin are going to put banks out of business, or make them obsolete, or make them change their dynamic to where you're going to have to, when you get a loan, they're going to give you a discount. They're gonna pay you to take a loan. You take out $1,000 loan, you pay back $990, stuff like that, right? It's going to be different, and coins like this are going to take us there. And if this thing gets the recognition it deserves, I'm not saying that XCN is going to take us there. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But coins like this will, or the idea of this will, and it's just a matter of time. Maybe it's this cycle, maybe it's next cycle, who knows when. But if it happens, absolutely new all-time highs are possible. And when I say $1.82 is possible, I'm not just saying that for clicks and likes. Like, it's very possible. If this was the cycle that DeFi got recognition, serious recognition, because it's applicable, if it got integrated and people actually started using it more, and it can happen, man. You don't need a credit score. You don't need a loan approval, right? You just need to put up capital. That's it, right? Which you need to do when you get a loan anyways, with the credit scores and the loan approvals and the interest rates and everything, right? You don't need that with crypto. You don't need that. And you can do that any day of the week. You can do it in your pajamas. You don't have to go put on a suit or a tie. Stuff like this. And I'm not saying XCN is going to put banks out of business, but stuff like this will put banks out of business. It's just a matter of time. And maybe not all banks, but the only way they'll be able to stay in competition is by handing out loans at a discount, like at a very serious discount. And if that catches on this cycle, I would expect you to see new all-time highs. If not, if you don't see new all-time highs this cycle, if XCN doesn't catch on, the minimum targets are still, anything from like a 20x to a 32x, maybe even like a 50-something x. You can still see targets like that. I don't think you stop at your 618 area, but even that is like an 8x from here, an 11x from here, but I don't think that you stop there. But I've rambled a lot. I've rambled long enough for this. So if you like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. This is a very kind of deep W pattern. But even a failed W, even a lower high, it would still be phenomenal gains from here, let alone if it's successful, going all the way up to 84 cents, 86 cents, whatever that price was, or higher would be absolutely phenomenal gains, multi-100x from here. So, it's not my biggest bag, XCN, but it is a little bit, it's a sizable bit of my portfolio, but it's not the biggest bag that I have. And you don't need to make it your biggest bag, right? Coins like this, you do not need to buy a lot of, because if it can grow a lot, then it can turn into a lot. Why put the bank in it? Especially because you never know if it flops, if it sees a lower high. It could find resistance at previous areas of support. You never know. Maybe it does this. It has all the potential in the world, but you never know. So it's not necessarily a long shot, but it's not something that you should, just because you hear 100x, again, with more reward comes more risk. So you should probably put less money in when you hear stuff like that. That's my opinion. It's not financial advice. It's just my opinion. Do what you want with your money, your big boys, your big girls. I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Bye-bye.